Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic counter current system or counter current mechanism. This is from the chapter excretory products and elimination. So without any delay, let's start with the topic counter current mechanism or counter current system from the chapter excretory products and elimination. So let's start. So let's start with the topic counter current system or counter current mechanism. In the last class I have discussed about the structure of nephron, so as well as the formation of urine. Here I'll discuss about the counter current mechanism. You can see here the Henle's loop or loop of Henle and vasa recta helps to concentrate the urine. Okay, so Henle's loop or loop of Henle and vasa recta helps to concentrate the urine. You can see the flow of filtrate in the two limbs of Henle, okay, or in Henle's loop, and the flow of blood through two limbs of vasa recta are in opposite direction. So you can see the Henle's loop filtrate is in opposite direction, and this side the vasa recta's the blood present in vasa recta is in opposite direction. Right, so again I repeat, the flow of filtrate in the two limbs of Henle and the flow of blood through two limbs of vasa recta in opposite direction. So they both are in opposite direction, that is the counter current pattern. This is called counter current mechanism. Okay, so in the vasa recta blood is flowing, and in the loop of Henle the filtrate is flowing. So due to counter current mechanism and proximity between Henle's loop and vasa recta, osmolality increases from cortex, that is 300 m osmolar per liter, to the inner medullary intestine, that is 1200 meter osmolarity per liter. This gradient is caused by NaCl and urea. The gradient that is caused by NaCl and urea, that is sodium chloride and urea. So NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is transported by ascending limb of Henle's loop or loop of Henle, that is exchanged with descending limb of vasa recta. One is ascending limb, another is descending limb. So ascending limb of loop of Henle and the descending limb of vasa recta. So NaCl is returned to the intestine by ascending limb of vasa recta. Okay. So similarly, small amount of urea enters the thin segment of the ascending limb of Henle's loop, which is transported back to the intestine by the collecting tubule. Okay. So thus you can see the electrolyte and urea are retained in the intestine and maintain concentration gradient, that is interstitial gradient, in medullary intestine. Okay, so it enables easy passage of water from collecting tubule to concentrate the filtrate, that is urine. Okay, so it enables easy passage of water from collecting tubule to concentrate the filtrate, that is urine. Okay, thus DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule and connecting duct, produce urine 4 times concentrated than that of initial filtrate formed. Okay, so initial filtrate formed, so it is concentrated 4 times more concentrated. Okay, so thus the DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct, produce urine 4 times concentrated as that of the initial filtrate formed, that is in between 300 to 1200. Okay, so you can see what is micturition. So it is the release of urine. Micturition is the release of urine. So you can see the steps, that is gradual filling of urinary bladder. First the filling of urinary bladder, then stretching of urinary bladder, then stretch receptors on the wall send impulses to CNS, then CNS pass on motor messages, contraction of smooth muscles of the bladder, and simultaneously relaxes the urethral sphincter, then the micturition. So micturition is the release of urine. Okay, so you can see the steps are given. Gradual filling of the bladder by what? By urine. Okay, So you can see in the left hand side the diagrams are there, the urinary bladder, the urethra, and the CNS. Okay, CNS full form is central nervous system. So the neural mechanism causing micturition is called micturition reflex. Okay, so the neural mechanism causing micturition is a micturition reflex. So the neural mechanism causing micturition is called micturition reflex. An adult human excrete 1 to 1.5 liters of urine. Okay, so an adult human excrete 1 to 1.5 liters of urine, that is 25 to 30 gram of urea per day. Okay, so adult human being excrete 1 to 1.5 liters of urine, that is 25 to 30 gram of urea per day. And urine is a light yellow colored watery fluid, slightly acidic. Okay, and pH is having 6, so it is slightly acidic and has a characteristics odor. So Benedict test of glucose, you can see blue color means no glucose, green color means stress of glucose, orange is a moderate amount of glucose, and brick red is large amount of glucose. Okay, so when we perform Benedict test for glucose, you can see various condition affects the characteristics of urine. So urine analysis help in clinical diagnosis of many metabolic disorders and malfunctioning of the kidney. Example, glucosuria or glycosuria. Okay, so glycosuria, that is a presence of glucose, and ketosuria is a ketone bodies in urine, indicates diabetes mellitus. Okay, so glycosuria is the presence of glucose, and ketonuria is the presence of ketone bodies in urine, indicates diabetes mellitus. Next you see role of lungs, liver, and skin in excretion. Okay, so role of lungs, liver, and skin in excretion, you can see. So lungs, what it remove carbon dioxide during the process of exhalation. It removes carbon dioxide, that is 200 ml per minute. Okay, so and water also, so it removes carbon dioxide and water. And liver, you can see liver excrete what? So liver secrete bile containing bilirubin, biliverdin, cholesterol, degrades steroid hormone and vitamins and drugs. So most of them pass out along with digestive waste. Okay, so liver secrete bile containing bilirubin, biliverdin, cholesterol, degraded steroid hormones, vitamins, drugs, and most of them pass out along with digestive waste. Now skin, that is sweat and sebaceous gland. Okay, sebaceous gland. So sweat contains water, NaCl, small amount of urea, lactic acid, etc. So primary function of sweat is to give a cooling effect on the body. Okay, so primary function of sweat is to give cooling effect on the body. Sebaceous gland, so sebaceous gland eliminates sterols, hydrocarbons, and waxes through sebum. Okay, so sebum provides a protective oily covering for the skin. Okay, so sebum provides a protective oily covering of the skin. Next is saliva. So saliva eliminates small amount of nitrogenous waste. Okay, so saliva, it eliminates small amount of nitrogenous waste. So these are the waste. Okay, so saliva also excrete nitrogenous waste. And this side in skin, that is sweat and sebaceous gland. Okay, thank you students. This was all about the entire video lecture. You have discussed about the topic counter current mechanism or counter current system from the chapter excretory products and elimination. So stay at home, stay safe. I am Shomaji sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you students.